Welcome to the second channel where we wear backwards hats, tank tops, some short shorts, and Crocs. But today, y'all, we have an issue. Actually, you can't even see what car's behind me. This is my 2017 BMW 340i. I can't lie, this thing has been the beater. The wife has been driving it to school and back and pretty much anywhere, but recently something happened that sparked into me being like, okay, this car needs maintenance and it cannot be driven. So I'm not going to say who was driving, but I was sent this video. Yes, that is water on the hood of this car. It was mistaken for it being a boat. It's totally my fault though. This is the lowest car possible, and well, it rained a lot that day and there was no choice. You know, when you're driving, you see a massive puddle, but you can't go back, you can't go you can't do anything. You gotta keep driving. It's one of those scenarios. Thankfully, the engine is 100% good, but the electric power steering kind of took a tumble and it stopped working. But I did disconnect the plugs already. I cleaned everything out. I left it to dry. I reconnected it. I drove it forward and back and it was working. But we're gonna know if it really is okay after we take it for a proper drive. So I guess we can say that's issue number one, which we kind of hopefully solved. If that didn't solve it, then I'm gonna have to order a whole new steering rack or motor and then change everything out. It's really low to the ground and the water was up to the hood, so obviously. But number two, this car has a really bad misfire randomly. I thought it was for the air fuel mixture because this car was only tuned on E40. So even though yes, I can still run full 93, it's not gonna be as efficient because the tune wasn't for it. So we have to get it retuned. Just driving around tuned though, if that makes any sense. Not like full on dyno tune. Just tuned so it knows when it's on 93. But with that being said, I never changed the spark plugs on this car. Like after I bought it and everything, I never changed the spark plugs, and I should have done it before I even put it on the dyno. So yeah, we're gonna put on new spark plugs because I think that might also be the issue for the misfire. So the misfire was on cylinder number 1, I believe. So we're gonna do all spark plugs because they've never been done. Important to do that. Don't be like me, y'all. Like before you put the car on the dyno and you do all the maintenance that I've done to this car, do spark plugs. It's simple stuff that I completely missed out. I guess you could say this is another issue. The sensor just fell out and we have to fix this because every time you're backing up, the beep is ridiculous. And then I'm not even going to cut the camera. Issue number 3 comes from this rear end. It sounds terrible, especially between like 20 miles per hour to like 30 miles per hour. When you're driving, it kind of feels like the car's falling apart. So we have to do that. That's going to be the last thing we do though, because that's going to be a lot. Like a lot. So first things first, spark plugs, then maybe the bumper, and then we'll get to the rear. Okay, let's do that. Here we go, 6 spark plugs. If you're wondering which ones I got some NGK. Sebastian told me to go with these NGK 94201. Pretty much don't even have to gap them or anything. They look really good. And actually, I have some news for this car that a lot of you might be excited for. But first, let's do the spark plugs. Nice, I got it right. Look at that. E8. Also, this is the second channel, so I'm going to talk about real life situations that are really annoying. I think a possum or a raccoon, something keeps pooping all over the garage. Every morning I come to work on the car, I got to clean up poop. This whole area smells like poop. Please, raccoon or possum, if you're watching this video on the second channel, which you probably aren't, you're probably watching the main channel, please find somewhere else. Please, dude. It's so frustrating. Like, and I'm stepping on, it's terrible. Okay, that wasn't even... That's ridiculously clean. I mean, wow. And remember, this car has 85,000 miles now. Ooh, that is pretty dark, right? I mean, it kind of looks normal, but I can see why I might be getting a misfire from that. Also, to do spark plugs on this car, it is a 14mm star socket. So, yeah, pretty simple. Out with the old and in with the new. Look at that. Okay. Actually, should I just tell you guys the news now? Very slowly. We don't want to cross-thread anything. Actually, I'm just going to tell you guys now, so... And thank God that's easy because doing that on this car with the V10 in the back, it's not going to be easy. I'm actually looking forward to doing this so bad. We're still waiting parts for it. The next main channel video is of the R8, I believe. I believe I'm posting this in the middle of a main channel video. Yeah. So actually, you know what? While I'm doing this, let's talk about the plan for the 340i, if I'm being honest. Okay, so the wife and I are working on something really big for the channel, a massive change of everything. And the 340i is probably going to be for sale. Yeah, look how much cleaner that one is compared to the first one. So maybe that's what we were getting a misfire. Spark plugs. And I know a lot of you might be sad because, I mean, this 340i means a lot to us. It was my first ever modern BMW. My first ever big investment into this channel. Not really. In a uncertainty way, yes, massive investment. And we pulled through. It was a massive, massive, massive success. Everybody loved it. This car's been so good to us, as I already mentioned. So, but unfortunately, now we have an M3, we have an R8. We have so many cars. I have such little room, which, hint, hint, if everything goes to plan, and that's going to change, and it's going to be a massive step up. But to get there, I think it would be responsible of me to at least get rid of this car. So if you want this car, you're serious about buying my 340i, I will leave my email in the description. Email me. I'm located in Florida, just so you know. Let me know. I know a lot of people love the 340i platform. I think this is pretty good. You guys know everything that I've done to it. If not, I'm going to leave a link in the description of the video of all the modifications. Pretty clean example of a 340i. I think it looks awesome. It's been amazing to me. We've already driven it around almost 4,000 miles. And most of that has been on this turbo setup, and it's been great. But yeah, 340s for sale. Shoot me offers through my email. So we've done 5. All of them look burnt, but check this out. So all of the other 4 that are good, that I didn't get the misfire from, the tips look white. Cylinder number 1, which is the one I was getting a misfire for, look at that. I don't know if you can tell, but the tip is just black. So good thing we're doing spark plugs. Also, another really interesting thing about this channel, so this is my second channel. If you don't already know, I actually started a new streaming channel over on Twitch, so follow me there, where I'm going to be uploading a couple times a week or something like that. Not uploading, streaming. Oh, do I have to take out this plastic bar just to get this final one? No, no way. Do I have to take out this plastic bar just to get this? So as I was saying, follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. I'm also might start multi-streaming on Kick, but like I said, this is just like a little fun thing I'm doing. I don't like putting a lot of pressure. I like starting things for fun. I'm going to be posting clips from the streams on this channel. So you're going to get videos like this on this channel, and you're also going to be getting clips from the streams, which should be pretty fun. There we go. Oh my gosh, yes. Look at that. I was able to get it out. You did not need to take that out. Think of it as a fun little side quest endeavor to get closer to you guys and just make more of a connection as well. I don't know. It's going to be fun. We'll get a nice community on there. And then if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, even better, because, you know, we can chill. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's better when you start things for fun, and then if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, you have nothing to lose, so. Yep, number 5 is also white at the top, so that was probably what was wrong with cylinder number 1. Okay, and just like that, spark plugs are done. Now step 2 of this would be, we're just gonna drive around, send data log, and then they can mess around with my driving around data log, adjust the trims and everything, and we shouldn't be getting any more misfires or anything. That was like a weird little thing, and I was so busy I wasn't able to tackle it soon enough. That's just what happens. All right, let's tackle on the big... I don't want to do this. I really don't, but we have to. Yaku. Okay, y'all. So inside this box, we have the whole rear knuckle, I guess you could say. Yeah. Oh my. There's a lot. I'm nervous because I've kind of never done this, so. Jeez. Okay. Boom. Check that out. We're completely changing out the whole, pretty much everything. When I was trying to see what the issue could be, I put another wheel on the car. It was still doing the same thing. I looked at the rotor. The rotor is a little wobbly, but what I noticed is if I look behind the rotor, the whole thing is kind of wobbly. So I think it's like the whole unit. I don't think it's a rotor. And if it is a rotor, then let's not talk about that. But I figured I'll just get everything, the whole unit. Guess we're going to have to connect the brake line. I don't know how to do that. Wheel speed sensor. Praying that this is the issue, though. I mean, that car cannot be driven like that any longer, or even sold like that. So it's weird. It's like you're driving and then I get 25 miles per hour. It goes like, dun, dun, dun. You hear like something in the back, like a rotational thing that it's not like straight. It's kind of, and it was doing it on the left side. I guess remember on the dyno the wheel was wobbly, and then I got a new wheel. It fixed it, and it unfortunately didn't fix the other side. So off comes the wheel. I haven't had this car on jack stands in a little bit. Okay. Rotor definitely isn't new, but I mean, it's not bad. It's not warped at all. The pad seems okay. So I'm thinking the wiggling part is literally this. So take this out. We got to take this out, then the rotor, and then we can get to that nut, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a quick hint when it comes down to suspension. So you know how suspension components are always super tight. So put it on, and then this is not gonna work, but I'm showing you guys. Grab a hammer and hit the wrench with the hammer, and it'll help tremendously. I mean, this is my go-to. I just put the wrench on, hit it, it loosens it up easily. So for taking the caliper off, we have that bolt and another one down there. Bolt number 1, here we go. Boom, baby. Now we gotta get the bottom one. Got it. Yeah. Take that out. All right. Okay. I'll wrap it around this right here. We got no stress on the line. Disconnected this, that goes back there. Now we can take this out and the rotor should come off. Ladies and gentlemen, we did not strip it. Thank you, God. Oh, yes. Come on. Yes. See, I don't know if this is normal, but this is why I think it's this whole unit. Listen to this. I don't think it should have any wiggle room, so I think that's why this is bad. Either way, we're changing it out. All right, quick update. This arm is off. This arm is off. Right now, we're working on getting the sway bar out. Not too difficult because the sway bar is connected to this. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I should probably disconnect it from down here, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna disconnect from down here. And then we got this arm. Then the bottom bucket. This one in the middle, which I'm still waiting for the nut to come in because I don't have, this is a 24mm 12 point. I don't have that, so we have to order that. After that nut is out, we're then gonna use a puller that's gonna push in the drive shaft that way, and then all this is gonna come out smooth, I hope, fingers crossed. And then once all that is off, we can put the new one in and drive the car on the highway like perfect, no weird sounds. Okay, I know I skipped a lot. We got the nut off. Then we got this contraption, which pushes in the axle, which I have a weird feeling about this axle. We're gonna act like everything's okay, but everything should be ready to come out, actually. 10 years later, let's go. This better fix the issue. There's like a slight movement on this one, and it is not on this one. Okay, you guys haven't seen me in a little bit. I got the new unit fully assembled. I was able to get the e-brake sitting how it's supposed to be sitting. Wife inside the car. Honey, pull the e-brake. Let go of it. Yes. Let's go. E-brake is working. Now it's time to put everything back. Oh, wait. I gotta tighten this up. Okay, here we go. I'll let you guys know after how this goes. It's fixed! Woo! No sound. Let's go! Thank God that was the issue. And it's insane that just a slight little... I mean, you can't even... It definitely doesn't sound smooth. At all. You guys haven't seen this thing in a while. I literally haven't driven this car in months. Oh, it's locked. Okay, this thing... There's a 340i, but man, I miss the X5M. Now, unfortunately, I live in Florida, and the fact that this car is sat, I mean, I even put the windows down, so all the vapor goes out, as well as a cover for the sun, but man, it has destroyed this dash, and it is so sad to see. I mean, just terrible. Even right here on the door. I mean, I'm just showing you guys because it hurts me. I don't know if I showed it before. But, I mean, thankfully, the seat's still good. Everything's 100%. But, man, I mean, I tried, y'all. But in reality, this car needs major TLC. The battery's completely shot. But whenever I jump in and I drive around the block, or at least once a week, it drives perfect. Ice cold AC. Sounds amazing. But, unfortunately, Florida has ruined this car, which sucks. But, okay, the age-old question. 340i, or would you just get an M3? I don't know if it's the color, but I cannot lie. The M3 just looks so much cooler in person. Especially with how awesomely wide it is. And I mean, the fitment is just perfect. And just everything about the M3, it really outshines the 340i. But this is still probably the best bang for your buck. And I love this car. I mean, I know that issue's fixed because I drove it last night and thankfully it's good. But Crystal drove it on the highway to school for like an hour. She said it drives like a dream. And I kind of want to drive it because I haven't really driven this car without this dumb issue. So I'm so excited. Welcome to the second channel though. I mean, this is what we do here. Just random yapping, I guess. Oh, I forgot how low this car is. Believe it or not, this car is way lower than the M3. Oh man, this drives like a dream. Wow. Wow. When I talked to the previous owner of this car, he did say the accident was way worse than I thought. He did go in the air, so I guess when the car just squatted down, the bearing just went bad. And from sitting so many years, I guess that's the issue, but so thankful it's fixed. I'll give you guys some pops. If you click the M1, that opens up the valves, and then you get pops. Ooh. Third gear. This car is so sick, honestly. It's insane. But another thing we do have to do a couple things. We still gotta fix the fuel trim, so I don't want to go too crazy on that. We gotta drop this car off to Sebastian. Him and the tuner are gonna make it 100%. Aside from that, I do have to do the brakes. That's it. That's pretty much it. Oh, and the biggest thing, this car does desperately need a wash. What else can I give you guys behind the scenes since you're watching this far into the video? So you're watching the R8 build. You guys love the R8 build. Should I give you guys a sneak peek because the parts are in and we're looking good? All right, let me show you guys. So this massive box is for the R8. This is for the M3. This other massive box is also for the R8. That's 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 for the R8. Oh, I almost forgot. That's for the R8. The R8 project is quickly moving and I'm getting ready to make the craziest, the biggest, the most insane main channel video I've ever made. This video might take years out of my life. I'm not even kidding. Just a full behind the scenes, my thoughts on this. Like, this is gonna be insane, y'all. This is gonna be absolutely insane. I drove the M3 to a dealership so I can get AC in the car because it hasn't had AC in a little bit. I am melting right now. Jeez. I want to see if it smokes a lot, so I'll be back here. Oh, that's not bad. It's not even smoking. Oh wow, it's not smoking. Nice. Wait, I thought this was like smoking a crap ton. It's not. Let's go. Oh, I see a little smoke. Oh, I see a little smoke. Yeah, a little bit, but nothing crazy though. Well, that was risky. I didn't know you were gonna do that. Well, when you have so many car parts, I installed the wrong AC line and the wrong AC fitting. So the M3 takes a 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, AC. I installed a 1, 3, 4 line. The cold side takes the 1, 2, 3, 4 fitting, but the hot side doesn't. I guess they made some F30s and some F80s have different AC system or AC lines. Like, it looks the same, right? But this fitting, where you fill it up, I guess they're all different. So I think I installed the wrong one in the M3. All I have to do though, thankfully, is just a fitting. I don't have to take off the complete line, which, oh my gosh. So I'm just gonna go back to the dealership with these two lines. We're gonna see which fitting fits here, which one is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll have AC in the car. But a couple more days with no AC sucks. Oh, it's just a smoky girl. She's smoking. With that being said, I'm ending the video. I love you guys. Subscribe to the second channel. What a successful episode. I mean, incredible. So, all right, I'll see you guys in a little bit.